Listen, people, men do not fall in love with your happy side. Men do not fall in love with the itsy bitsy Teletubbies walking up uphill type of vibe energy. Men fall in love and only respect the shadow side. It is why they treat your light, your happy, warm side with respect because they know there's a pit bull waiting behind the screen. If you just raise 1 inch, that pit bull is your dark side. That pitbull is what inspires people to treat you with elegance, to treat you with romanticism, to treat you with respect because they don't want to see that Puerto Rican pitbull from the Bronx waiting for you on the other side. So let's find. We're gonna be watching one of my older videos where I talk about this, and I'm gonna give you guys my take. This was during the Lucifer era, so please forgive me. And if you guys want to work with me one-on-one, go to mindfulattraction.org to book a one-on-one coaching call. And if you don't do that, I'm gonna have to close the channel. Let's begin.
Like a ball.
All right, ladies.
Okay, so the audio's shitty right now. There you go.
Was talking to one of.
Like a ball.
All right, ladies. So I was talking to one of my monthly clients. Now, my monthly clients are my clients who are part of my coaching pocket.
Stop selling stuff, Alexis. Get to the point.
Me and learn how to sign up. But she was telling me about the fact her main problem was that she was too much of a nice girl, right? Guys kept playing her, okay? And the problem with her is that she was brought up in a Christian household. There's nothing wrong with being part of a Christian household. The issue is that you tend to suppress your shadow side. You tend to suppress your primal emotion.
And those desires usually come in sex, come in your assertiveness. They train women to be more docile, more submissive. And the reason why religion does that is because it does give people a role. You know what I'm saying? It gives people a purpose. In other words, I'm the man and I'm working and I'm providing food and you're the woman, right? And so those roles work in that context. But the problem is that it takes away part of you, and it makes you, to some women, they become hyper submissive, and that's the problem because then people will take advantage of that.
All right, you tend to avoid conflict. You tend to try to give the other cheek and all that sort of stuff. And that is a room. You're giving people, manipulators, fucked up people, a room to enter your life and completely manipulate you. Bar none. Nice people get manipulated. Remember that. Nice people get manipulated. So we're going to be talking about how to embrace your shadow.
Being nice and not having a dark side, it's like going into battle without a gun. It's like, what are you doing? It's like Justin Bieber walking around Manhattan without bodyguards. What are you doing? You're going to get beat up. Your dark side is a deterrent. Your dark side is the strength that keeps the peace. Your dark side is the contours of your personality that people tend to be attracted to the most.
This is not deep shadow work. This is more surface level kind of thing where you guys can apply instantly and get some results, right? But this is how you're going to do this in such a way that's going to create attraction in the guy, right? So let's begin.
Like a ball.
Now look, these are characteristics. These things, if you apply them in your relationship, if you apply them with guys, it will make you stand out. Men love this kind of stuff because men are masochistic to a certain degree. When a woman inflicts pain on a guy, it's hard for a guy to forget that woman, especially if her ego is involved. See what I'm saying? So let's begin this. All right, so what you guys have to understand about your shadow is this, is that when people don't see your shadow, they'll begin to see you as a very basic individual, right? They'll begin to see you like everybody else. All right, and what you have to understand is that your shadow is what gives you volume as an individual. Your shadow is what gives you an edge, is the magnetic part of your personality. When people see the shadow, they're able to see the contours. Like the shadows become the contours of who you are. So that rather than being a flattened, two-dimensional individual, which is like everybody, you become more well-rounded. There's more depth.
There's more complexity. Complex structures have a lot of density. And things that have a lot of density have a lot of gravitational pull. things that are not complex tend to be very hollow on the inside. For example, it's like fat versus muscle. Fat is not dense at all, and the molecules are not complex. They're very simple. Muscle, though, it's dense, and because of that, if you look inside, it's more complex. There's more density, and what that says is the value of something. In other words, if you're going to consume something, consume things that have density. And this gives you density as a person. It may give you weight. You know what I mean? It's heavy, yeah, but it has a gravitational force to you. And so being complex as an individual, having multiple sides to your personality that are harmonious, because that's possible. Your dark side, if you embrace it, will become harmonious with your personality. But because you're not embracing it, you're not harmonious at all. It's like a painting that has no color scheme. It's like a painting that has no harmony. The colors just don't look good. The compositions just don't look good. You want to have harmony like color has harmony in paintings. Your personality has a natural harmony, but that you're suppressing it because is not socially acceptable, or you might feel judged. The truth is that when you embrace your shadow, it comes from a real place. And because it comes from a real place, it'll elicit a positive and fascinating reaction in other people. Like, honestly, I was thinking about this the other day about color and emotions, and how emotions have there's basic colors, right? Red, green, yellow, blue, right? And from those emotions, from those colors, you create new colors. With red and green, with yellow and red, you create orange. With red and blue, you create purple. And so it's the same thing. We as humans have primary emotions: happiness, disgust, shame, guilt, right? And so those are the primary emotions. And then if you keep going down, you can mix those primary emotions, and just like colors, create a secondary emotion, which is resentment, where you mix guilt with anger, right? And from that, you could keep getting more complex and more complex. And very similar to colors, also emotions have shades, where you have the vibrant blue, and it keeps getting more dull until it gets to a gray. And so emotions also have that quality, where if you just keep trying to be happy, that blue color will start losing that blueness, and you cannot see the blueness no more, and then all of a sudden it loses it and it becomes gray. Similar to when we try to seek pleasure, so much that your dopamine receptors get exhausted, and you're left with a feeling of emptiness. This color analogy, yeah, I thought about it yesterday. It blew my mind because it goes with the laws of physics. Because color is a wavelength, is a spectrum, and emotions are a spectrum. There's no such thing as it's honestly. I'm gonna put it in my course. I know it's not my course is not just. It's not about like human neurology or psychology, but I just think that theory of emotion, because I noticed that when I was thinking of that theory, I realized that how do you put enlightenment in that? Well, enlightenment is literally the combination of all the colors, because white is the combination of all the colors. And white, in a color wheel, you have the emotions here, but then white is actually up here. Like the color wheel has a bar where you go white and then it goes black, and the gray is in the middle, and that's where all the colors are. And so the light represents enlightenment, where there's no such thing as where you're not seeking happiness or sadness, where everything is just there. Let me just keep listening to this.
Depth to you. You see what I'm saying? People can sense the depth in your character, particularly men. They'll see you as a strong woman, right? So seeing the shadow as well allows them to feel like you're unpredictable in a good way if you do it in a controlled way, all right? So let's talk about that, right? So the first thing that you want to do is use your frustration and anger to give you the will to hurt more.
Well, first of all, easy there, Satan, okay?
Give you the will and the ability to inflict pain.
Okay, so he's talking about how sometimes you forget your anger when somebody hurts you. And because you forget your anger, you lose the will to defend yourself. You lose that taste for battle. The anger keeps you willing to jab at them if they disrespect you. But just like me, sometimes I'm very forgetful and I forget the things that people do to me. And so if you pass enough time with me, I will easily forgive you, and I have to make a conscious effort to remind myself of the bullshit. And that's what you have to do. Use that anger. the past as a way to motivate you to put that knife and twist it.
Because what you have to realize is that when you don't like somebody, I'm sorry, let me
What's
turn
up with this? The Lexus, like, this dude is, his professionalism is honestly, it's unbelievable, man.
this off. My apologies, guys. I truly apologize.
Shut up.
What you guys don't realize is that when you don't, one of the reasons why when you don't like the guy, they end up liking you back is because you're inflicting a lot of pain. You're just not aware of it. Like when you don't like a guy, you send them mixed signals, you ignore them, you take a long time to text, right? And you don't feel the kind of pain you're inflicting. But when you like the guy, you don't want to inflict that kind of pain on them. You feel bad. You like you're doing the I bendito type of bullshit, right? And so what happens is that by constraining yourself, you're not showing your shadow. You're not becoming a threat to a guy's self-esteem. So you gotta be a threat in order to gain someone's attention, to capture a man's attention. You gotta become a threat, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta be someone who could potentially threaten their self-esteem.
A lot of you guys look like freaking possums, like a dog trying to get petted, and you're like, oh, like, and then you get shocked that you get played. It's like, no, like you're messing with people who want power, with people who feel like the world takes advantage of them. So those people want revenge. Some people just want to hurt people.
Right. So the first step is sometimes you're just not willing, especially if you're a nice girl, you're not willing to go to the dark side of things. Right. So use the frustration. Use all of the times that people played you. Use that anger that you have to be willing to hurt people and leave them. Use your resentment that you feel towards men and people to be willing to be a little colder at heart, consciously, not unconsciously. I mean that you use that anger. It's almost like, let's just say somebody broke up with you, right? And you want to get them back, but at the same time you want to get in shape. You say to yourself, you know what? Let me act like let me work out just to get him back. So you're working out, trying to get him back, but you know that there's a side benefit to it, right? So you use that anger, that frustration, that when people played you in the past as a shield, as a propeller, as fuel to give you the will to go to the dark side, because it is guilt, which is a sign of people's manipulation that stops you from embracing your shadow. And
that's very true. By the way, Father Alex is freaking pasty looking. What in the world is going on? Oh, it was during the pandemic. Look, white as fuck, dude. Honestly, man, I'm so like, I was gonna say I'm so white I could get a job, but
what you guys do not realize, ladies and gentlemen, is that it is your shadow that contains your power. It is your shadow that contains your creativity.
It is because of my shadow that I make these types of videos. I got tired of getting played. I got tired of people lying to me. I got tired of people using my niceness. I got tired of feeling not good enough. I got tired of wondering why is it that I'm not an ugly person. Why don't girls like me? You know? And this frustration, this anger, at first it was redirected in a negative way. Like I started objectifying women, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't treat them like I should have. But this shadow side, then, it was so introspective. It required me to look at myself so much that eventually it turned into something positive and good. But at first it was toxic, as you guys can see in my videos. But that's a perfect example of using your shadow side. My shadow side is the most creative part, because this is something that I wanted to learn, and I had a lot of desire and a lot of anger and frustration. So it turned into an obsession to learn about this, and this is what happened. And then my shadow side I was addicted to weed, right? And I wanted to stop, and so my search for stopping got me into learning about NLP and just different techniques to change your behavior. And this is how this channel came about, because of the darkness, because of the shadow.
Your shadow that is a secret ingredient to getting what you want in life. Because unfortunately, the most powerful people are willing to play dirty. They're willing to play dirty. Yeah. And if you're not willing to play dirty, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, look at the Boeing whistleblowers. They're freaking like knocking out whistleblowers like they're fucking pinball machines.
As long as you're not maniacal, as long as you're under control, if you're not willing to play dirty, you are at a huge disadvantage. And if you think that's okay, you have succumbed to people's manipulation. Simple as that. Simple as that. Simple as that. Be willing to hurt. It's important
People, in isolation, these videos could get me sent straight to hell.
to be willing to hurt. You imagine you're somebody who's not willing to hurt people, and then God forbid somebody tries to fight you. What are you gonna do? Let yourself get hit? Motherfucker, you better fight back. If you're in jail and you're not willing to get a shank, you're gonna get shanked. Like you gotta be willing. If everybody's playing dirty, I'm sorry, man. That's the rules. Don't resent it. Accept the reality of the fact. You have to play this game. People play games on you. You gotta play because people are not playing fair. And if you have a coach that tells you to play fair, that coach is also delusional about reality. Anyways, the second one is this, right? Stop trying to please people. Let go of that need to please. Just become aware of your need to please people. Become aware of that desire to gain people's validation. Be more demanding. Demand more. I'm very demanding to a point. I know what I want. And if you're not
But this Father Alex, this Lucifer Alex was going straight to hell. Because what he was demanding at that point was completely unrealistic to reality.
willing to give me what I want, I'm not going to ask you for more. I'm just going to walk away.
Well, that's
simple
fair.
as that.
That's fair.
You see, so if you want to experiment, when I mean not trying to please, do that with people that you don't care that much, that you care but not that much, right? Stop trying to please them, and be the more demanding. Demand the people get right on time.
What you notice is that when you stop trying to please people and you stop trying to give your validation, you come across as stronger. You come across as more firm. There's a firmness to your personality. It's almost like seeing someone and knowing that you can't just push them. Or versus seeing someone and knowing that if you push them, they'll be flying to the next fucking block, right? That firmness on the ground, like people could sense it. They could sense that. And if people don't sense your firmness, then that means they're not sensing your shadow, you know? It's the shadow that intimidates people, that makes people think twice about trying to play you.
So if you hang out with your friend at 8 p.m. and he's always late at 9, say, bro, if you're late next time, we're not hanging out. Demand people to respect you. If you have
That's a big one. People, I'm not even gonna start with the lateness.
a girlfriend of
Canceling.
yours, a female friend, who talk bad about you, who says something disrespectful in front of other people, you better tell her, yo, don't do that again, or we'll never talk again. And you better be willing to follow through on that, right?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and that's how
ever-
you do it, man. Your shadow side is something that is there to help you against bullshit. And unfortunately, when people sense their shadow, they get afraid because they know how destructive it could be. But the truth is that your shadow side, people are like, oh my God, we're getting a glimpse into the studio. It's not a real place. It's not really in heaven. I'm not in heaven, by the way. Your shadow side is what fascinates people and what inspires people to respect you. So don't see it as a negative thing. In fact, your shadow side is what makes people work harder. Look at Steve Jobs, right? He would show his shadow, and even though it was toxic, it got people to work harder. Like, it's the shadow side that makes people respect your light side. If people don't respect your light side, then you got to give them a glimpse of your shadow without going straight to hell. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys ever want to learn how to use your feminine energy to influence people, learn how to use your masculine energy to become more assertive, and also learn how to blend both energies to improve your dating life, your spiritual life, honestly, your relationship life, your family life, your career life, this is the course for you. If I had to make a course for my nieces, I have two nieces, one is 19 and one is 15. 16. Holy shit. Oh my God, he's a bad fucking uncle. He's a bad uncle. Get out. Shut up, Melissa. You should get this course, right? And this is the course that I will make for them. So, for example, watch the curriculum, right? In the first week, we're going to be showing you how to establish a strong masculine foundation without letting it hurt your feminine energy. This masculine foundation is a source of who you are, right? It's your bodyguard. Without this, whatever feminine energy you create will be destroyed by the outside, because your masculine is your shield. So we'll talk about goal setting. We'll talk about how to develop a serious attitude. We're gonna be talking about how to use more logic, how to use more goal-oriented behavior. It's more how to be a man. Now the next one is how to embrace the feminine energy, right? This one will teach you about how to minimize excessive masculine traits, developing self-awareness, healing abundant feminine energy, regulating your emotion, mastering voice qualities and facial expressions, surrendering control, and allowing pain to be felt. This is honestly, this will supercharge, like Kaioken, your masculine energy. After that, we have femininity in the workplace, and how to be feminine in the workplace without letting people take advantage of you, and the nuances of how women on power should behave versus women who are subordinates in the workplace, and even the dress code. This is based on psychology, people. It's kind of insane. I'm actually excited about this one. The next week, we talk about navigating the labyrinth of male and female friendship, and this a lot of women find confusing, so we talk about that. And how to identify envious friends, how to identify the good friends, how to keep male friends, and how to keep female friends. Week 5, we talk about how to release the burden of the past and stop and destroy mental projections. This is actually really powerful. And then week 6, we talk about how to increase your observational power so that you can read people better. And we have a bunch of bonuses. The course starts at $99, and you guys can pre-order the course today at $69 before it goes out. If you're watching this, most likely I'm in the meditation retreat, so most likely I will be praying for all of you guys. And just click on the description down below of the video. Right there, you'll see it, and you could pre-order that course. It's gonna be out by the end of next month or the beginning of February of March. One of the two, people, because I have a 10-day retreat to do, and I want to finish the course after the retreat, because I think the ideas are gonna be so much better. All right, man. I'll see you guys later. Pre-order, man. Oh, I'm closing the channel.